what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to today's Call of Duty Warzone video, which I'm very excited about because the agency suppressor has finally been fixed by Raven for Warzone, which means you can now have some incredible class setups and loadouts with a suppressor with the Black Ops Cold War guns now, which we haven't been able to do since Season 2 kicked off. So what I'm going to do in this video is give you an incredible loadout using those agency suppressors, talk about the changes, and then showcase some gameplay using the agency suppressor buff, which is actually more overpowered than it was before Season 2, which is kind of crazy because I'll talk about it in a second. But before we get into the loadout, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button, as 70% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel, and you'll get better at Warzone, I promise. But this is my new favorite, best loadout in Call of Duty Warzone, the AUG and the FFAR. Like, these two weapons combined, yes, they both use assault rifle ammo, but with the agency suppressor, you are dominant at pretty much every range that you're going to get into consistently in Warzone. The AUG, as we all know, got a huge buff when Season 2 kicked off, matching the bullet velocity to the M16, which was one of the best weapons in the game. But if we take a look at the agency silencer that we have you ever seen so many pros to a weapon? Because remember, weapon attachments are now displayed correctly most of the time. There are some which aren't 100% correct, but as a whole, they're a lot better than they used to be. But this agency suppressor now gives you that bullet velocity and effective damage increase, which means, like, they're just ridiculous now. You can stay completely off radar because of the sound suppression that you get here. But the agency silencer, which didn't happen before Season 2, now also gives you some vertical recoil control, which means you're going to be more accurate. Yes, vertical recoil is easier to control in general than horizontal, but still, it's nice to have on a weapon like an AUG for when you're in long-range gunfights. But that bullet velocity and effective damage range is going to mean that all these Black Ops Cold War weapons are now very, very competitive in Warzone at a distance, which it kind of fell short. We were having to use like the SOCOM eliminator or the muzzle brake instead, which didn't really work. Now the agency silencer is once again a must-pick attachment in Warzone. So for this loadout, you're going to want to have the agency silencer. You want the 18.2-inch strike team barrel as well for increased fire rate. This is one of the mislabeled attachments because it does increase your bullet velocity as well. Best barrel hands down. The SFOD speed grip because of that horizontal recoil control, which is harder to control than vertical, and that sprinting move speed increase as well. You then want the Salvo 54 round fast mag. Yes, it does slow down your ADS a little bit, but that faster reload can help in certain situations. And then I use the actual arms 3x scope. Now, the two reticles I'd recommend, I personally use the default, but if you're going to have a custom one, precision is probably the next best choice. If we then move along to my secondary weapon, which is the FFAR or the FFAR, which is a side-scroller reactive camo variant, which looks amazing, by the way. Once again, having that agency suppressor, it's just made the FFAR even better in Season 2. So you're going to have that on there. The 21.2 Ranger barrel. Now, I've been having a big discussion on stream about this earlier, is I use the Ranger barrel because of the range that I am using the FFAR at. I don't need the increased effective damage range that the reinforced heavy has. I want the maximum bullet velocity to give me the fastest time to kill up close in that first short range bullet velocity, because I'm using it short to medium range, and that 21.2 Ranger barrel does that for me. A lot of people are saying the 19.5 reinforced. I personally disagree and would recommend the 21.2. I'm winning a lot of gunfights against other FFARs at those close ranges. Yeah, a little bit further, it's not going to help you as much, but still, huge bonus. Then the SFOD speed grip, Salvo 50 round fast mag, and the Raider stock. And then the standard perks, EOD, Overkill, Amped, C4, and a stun grenade. But let's go check some gameplay with this agency suppressor buff. It is insane. Now, the first thing I had to do when this update is added is hop straight into a game, because as you can see, I can play a lot more aggressively in the gameplay that you're going to be watching, flicking between the AUG and the FFAR for close range. Like, you can see that mid-range, use that AUG and you can shred people. It's one of the fastest time to kills in the game right now. And then that FFAR, whenever someone gets in your face, you can just drop them before they even have a chance to react. Like, once again, using the FFAR, yes, one of the biggest struggles with this class you're going to see is is I don't have as high mobility, but I have changed to using tactical sprint always on, which seems to make me feel as if I'm running a lot faster. I think it's saying just probably because I don't have to be mashing my left thumbstick right now. But because I've now got the suppressor once again, I can play a very different play style. Right here, I'm going to hold this position, looking around me as well. I don't want to always just kind of press, because I also saw my UAV checking the left-hand side where there was an enemy there. Get that down, and I'm able to push. Also, something I've been doing a lot more recently is when I get that down, I start applying pressure just on the off chance that they've got a self-res. The amount of times I've been killed because someone gets off a self-res in a really bad spot, and I see this guy flying in the sky, have to take him down. Now, this clip right here shows how OP the FFAR is. And now that I've got that extra vertical recoil control, and I've also got like sound suppression, bullet velocity, and increased damage range, I'm just comfortably able to wipe squads and they can't do anything about it. Something also you'll have just noticed right there is after I got those downs, I disengaged to get my plates, but went to a completely different position, just giving me a chance that if I need to, I can cancel those plates. Right here, I know my friend Sam is in a gunfight, but I'm just checking that position in case his third teammate was in there. Switching to the AUG for the mid distance and just trying to maintain high ground. Storage is one of the worst places to fight in Warzone, in my opinion, because there's so many places and angles that you can get shot from. That is not the best distance for the FFAR. If I'm being completely honest, I should be able to use the AUG there. The kind of bounce that you get is just not that great, especially with the fire rate. The FFAR is definitely a close range weapon. And whenever you're moving around storage as well, make sure you scan the sides, because it's how I managed to pick this player up right here. Because you can get a lot just backtracking yourself when the storm is coming in. A lot of people don't do this. And because I've got the suppressor once again that is doing all those crazy buffs to my weapon, I can kind of take a lot more risks and make a lot more noise and get in a lot more gunfights. Here, just get caught out. If you notice, I should have stayed pre-aiming because I knew he was around here. I just wanted to get my teammate back into the game, try to force the situation. But Sam, thankfully, comes in and saves my life. We get into another fight here at PD now. And take the first guy out with the FFAR, and look how I really hope they do something with a few of the Warzone skins. And let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments, but they need to do something because some just blend into the darkness. Here, pop my dead silence. A great example of the FFAR. Pick this kill up. Now, I don't push there. I just instantly disengage, push away, and approach from a different angle. And this gives me the opportunity, because I know I've got my dead silence, that I can get them without them having a chance to react. And the FFAR is perfect in these sort of situations. Even if you got a Mac 10, you're going to lose. But this is what you don't do. Don't get ahead of yourself because you've had a good situation. And like right there, I don't know why I've gone for the thirst. Sometimes you need to pick and choose the best scenario of when to go for a thirst and when not to. If I just focused on the guy that I'd seen in the garage, would have got 2 kills there and would have been able to continue going. There, get the first kill. I actually do that here. Get the first kill. Don't go for the thirst. Wait for the press. Get that. Sadly, get pressed from behind. I didn't know a guy was there. But once again, I was putting myself in a bad position because I was away from my teammates. Using the vehicles as well to get around the map. And like I said, once you got a suppressor, you can play a lot more aggressively, especially with this loadout. This loadout is a very aggressive loadout because you need to be getting into fights and finishing teams off to keep getting your assault rifle ammo back. And if you get spare cash, at least one person in your squad should always try and have a munitions box on them, because you burn through ammo pretty quickly, especially in the mid game if you're getting into a lot of long mid-distance gunfights. Here, the guy crashed his chopper. Sadly, I think they need to add the kill credit. If someone kills themselves and then you finish them on the down, if no one's got that down, you should get the kill credit. And this right here is probably the most embarrassing moment for this guy. He was lying down, camping up in the tower, didn't know he was there, managed to turn on him and get the kill. I'm personally very, very proud of that exact moment. The AUG, like, there are some situations with the AUG, because of the kind of the bounce that you get, once you get a little bit further than like 100, at around 100 meters, it can be hard to land consistent shots. You saw that there. I was missing a few shots. Teammate comes up the grapple. I should have really kept an eye on that. Like, you always want to, whenever you're pushing places like Stadium Rooftop, I personally always think anyway, you always need to be thinking about where can I, like, what positions can we get pushed from? Very fortunately, no idea why he didn't finish me off there. Get the self-res, get those plates on quickly, and just link up with my teammate. This is where you want to stick with your teammate like glue. So less chance of you getting taken out. He gets dropped by the first guy. I now know to slow approach this. Hard pre-aiming, and can get him down without really taking any damage. It's a great kill. And now I anticipate someone pushing me. Next fight, slow push, use the gas to make him force into me. Use my gas mask. Got some stun grenades, so I don't need to press him yet. Use that gas mask because I don't want to get the gas mask animation. Move into cover. Nice and easy. Little side swipe. Make him nice and easy. Nice, easy 2 kills right there. Now, this is another great example of when to use the AUG at mid-range. Pop, pop, pop. Pay attention to the surroundings. If anyone's going to push, you don't want to sprint or move anywhere. You want to look out for it. And then I'm switching to the FFAR when I'm playing aggressive. This is what I'm talking about. That rose skin is nearly invisible for me on my screen. It's hard. Get a call out of an enemy coming in. I see him going across that side, but then I hear a footstep to my side, right? So I'm getting pressed by another squad right now and paying attention. He pops up. FFAR's perfect at that. And sadly, I don't see the other guy on this left-hand side of me. He takes me out, but it's all good. We're now getting into the dub where you're going to see some prime examples of how best to use this loadout and also how overpowered the agency suppressor makes these guns. It does not, there is a difficulty thing where I was quite enjoying the balance of not everyone having agency suppressors in the game and you having that risk versus reward. And that is how much damage the AUG can output right there. Me and Sam were both taking that person out and just took a whole squad out of him without being able to react. So I'm just sat here, thanks to the agency suppressor, not blowing my position, just holding off and just pinging people, which is the AUG is very, very good at. And you're just taking advantage of when people are coming into the gas. Always be thinking about that on your rotation, is where can I put myself where the majority of the players are going to be forced to either run across open ground or bottleneck into me. And you'll see it throughout the gameplay. It's the same thing. I'm always looking, how many kills have I got in this video where I am being kind of just near the circle's edge and just killing people as they run in. You can get so many easy kills and people don't do it enough. And I actually really enjoy using this loadout right now. In the 100K tournament earlier this week, this was pretty much what all the pros were using because of how effective it is at all ranges for effective, aggressive high kill gameplay. If you want high kills, try this loadout out. Remember, just always be switching because if you got amped, you can switch to the right weapon at the right time and just spray the output. That 54 round mag means that you can just put shots down and that, if you run out, you're going to be able to reload and be back straight in pretty quickly. Look at that reload. It's non-existent. And you can just take people out once again, as I said earlier, as people are running in from the gas. These are moments in transition that you can get a lot of kills. Just make sure you don't get caught out in it yourself. Hit the down. Nice little crack. A nice easy double kill. And then we're wrapping up before our final kill of the game to win the dub with the agency suppressor. Personally, big fan that the suppressor has been updated. Still probably a little bit overpowered now that you get vertical, recoil control, bullet velocity, and increased damage range. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new and smash that thumbs up button.